Well, day 2 of the 2021 NFL Draft is over with the Browns selecting linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah out of Notre Dame in the second round and the speedy wide receiver Anthony Schwartz out of Auburn in the third round. But what do these players bring to the Cleveland Browns team? That's what we're talking about next, so stay tuned and let's go! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Sanctuary, your number one source for all things sports, where we talk about all things sports all the time. As you can tell from the title on the video today, we're going to be talking about the Cleveland Browns Day 2 draft picks, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah and Anthony Schwartz. But before we get into all that, if you haven't done so already, please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you can get alerted every time I upload a new video. And please smash that thumbs up because it really helps out the channel with the YouTube algorithms. Now that we got all of that BS out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. And starting with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who I'm just going to refer to as JOK from here on out because my brain is too stupid to say his name properly. I have to say I'm super happy about this pick. JOK was a linebacker that I had at the top of my draft board, and I wanted the Browns to draft them, select them in the first round, to be honest. If they had to trade up to get him, I wouldn't have been mad at that. If they weren't able to get him, I also wanted them to get Azeez Ojulari or Greg Rousseau, however you say his name. So the fact that they were able to grab JOK in the second round after he fell out of the first round was a godsend from the universe to me, because the first two rounds honestly couldn't have worked out any better for the Browns, in my opinion. As a fan, I was hoping on day one that the Browns would trade up, move up to grab an elite pass rusher or an elite corner like J.C. Horn or Pat Surtain, but I wasn't disappointed when we grabbed Newsome, who represented great value at the 26th pick. So when there was no trade on Thursday, I assumed that there would be no trades made by the Browns going forward. So I was super surprised when I saw them trade up with the Carolina Panthers to grab JOK with the 52nd pick, which again is a steal in terms of value. And for those who don't know, in 2020, JOK won the Dick Butkus Award as the top linebacker in college football. He was also a first-team All-American that led Notre Dame with 11 tackles for loss and 3 forced fumbles, while also recording 62 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 1 interception, and 3 pass breakups in only 12 starts. In addition to all of that, he was also named as a finalist for the Nagurski Trophy, the Bednarik Award, and the Lot Impact Trophy. And he was also named ACC Defensive Player of the Year. And that was just for the year of 2020. Before 2020, JOK redshirted his first season and appeared in just 2 games in 2018 before he had a monumental breakout performance for the year of 2019, in which he led Notre Dame with 80 tackles, 13.5 of which were for a loss. And after he put up a 3-sack performance in the Camping World Bowl to cap off the 2019 season, it became clear to a lot of people in the sports world that JOK had the potential to become something special. So when looking at JOK and what he can bring to the Browns defense, I believe that one of his biggest qualities of value that he brings to the team is his versatility on the field. He's one of these new style hybrid linebacker players who lined up as a slot corner on 51% of his plays in college, as a box safety on 32.2% of his snaps, and he was on the defensive line for 14% of his snaps. That means he's a player that can offer good coverage as a linebacker, but also slip back into deep coverage and play strong safety. He can also line up in the box and provide lots of run-stop help behind Cleveland's defensive line with Myles Garrett, Malik Jackson, and Jadeveon Clowney all in front of him. He's even athletic enough to provide a speedy rush that works well with stunts and blitzes that Joe Woods would definitely like to run with this new defensive personnel. He's got great speed that allows him to fly from sideline to sideline. He's got great tackling skills, and he has no real injury history. So I just cannot wait to see him get on the field. I feel like he's a great addition to have to the team. Can't wait to see him play alongside Jacob Phillips, Sione Takitaki, Anthony Walker, and all the rest of the linebackers. But when it comes to the Browns' third-round pick, Anthony Schwartz, though, I didn't know a whole lot about this guy. And when I heard his name, I had to go around and look him up. Because by the time the third round came, all of the receivers that I had on my personal board were already gone. Because I had Elijah Moore, Rondell Moore, and Rashad Bateman on my board. But they all went to the Jets, the Cardinals, and the Ravens, respectively. So when this pick was made, I had to look him up, go find some highlights and film so I could give him a quick evaluation and see what I thought about him as a player and what he could offer the Browns. Unfortunately, it didn't take long at all for me to see exactly what it was about this receiver that interested Andrew Berry enough to draft him. Right from Jump Street, I could see that Schwartz was not a polished receiver at all. His breaks off the line are obvious and apparent. His underneath routes are unfocused and ineffective underneath. He showed some issues tracking long balls down the field for completed catches and things of that nature. But I could see his upside comes from him being more of a gadget play guy that you look for ways to get the ball into his hands, like using short passes, jet sweeps, bubble screens, and vertical Hail Mary type plays. So you could just let him run down the field because homeboy is fast. On his pro day, Mr. Anthony Schwartz ran a 4.25 40-yard dash, which was the fastest among all 2021 prospects, and also ran track at Auburn, where he set the school's freshman record in the indoor 60 meters and placed 6th at the SEC outdoors in the 100 meters. He also has a list of awards for running and winning races and competitions all over the world, so his speed is undeniable. And as a Browns fan, we know speed is something that the Browns desperately needed to add to their offense, since last year, one of the biggest flaws that the offense had was that there was no consistent deep threat down the field. But with Anthony Schwartz, the Browns now have that. Well, maybe not now, but in the future, they should be able to have that if they develop him correctly. And even though Schwartz might not have the gaudy receiving numbers that come with the other top receiving prospects in the draft, he was still a steady contributor across his 3 seasons at Auburn, where he caught 6 touchdowns and recorded 1,433 receiving yards. And when Schwartz wasn't used in the passing game, he was used as a runner, where he scored 5 rushing touchdowns as a freshman in 2018 and 2 rushing touchdowns in 2019, while averaging 7.9 yards per carry over that same span of time, which is good for the limited amount of snaps that he got. Schwartz even managed to become the top receiving target for the Auburn Tigers in 2020 when he led the team with 54 receptions with a career high of 636 passing yards in 10 games. So to me, with the Browns making this pick, I feel like the Browns are aware that Schwartz is definitely a receiver who needs lots of work in order to become a legit NFL receiver. But since the Browns front office is building a team that's capable of winning now and capable of winning in the future, they probably feel like they have time to teach Schwartz more tricks of the receiver trade. And with veterans like Jarvis Landry, Rashard Higgins, KhaDarel Hodge, Odell Beckham Jr., Donovan Peoples-Jones, all in a receiver room with Schwartz for the next season or so, at the very least, that should definitely help his developmental process. But what does that mean for the Browns right now? Probably nothing. And for now, all he will probably do is just play special teams. But in all honesty, this pick should just be viewed as nothing more as the Browns picking up an intriguing talent that has potential to evolve into a super dynamic receiver down the road, because raw speed will always have a place in the NFL. He'll just need to figure out a way that he can use it effectively. So we shall see. But what do you guys think about the Browns' second and third round picks? Do you like them? Are you excited? Or was there somebody else that was on the board that you would have rather seen the Cleveland Browns draft? Let me know down in the comment section down below, and let's talk Browns football, baby. Also, don't forget that if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel so you can get more weekly sports content. Hit the like button and share the video with your friends. I would very much appreciate it. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for coming out and joining me on another video for the Sports Sanctuary. I will see you guys next time. Take care of yourself. Stay blessed. Stay out of trouble. Peace.